everyone, this is Sabrina. Welcome back to my channel. I am very excited to finally get a October daily video up on my channel and just show you guys the start of my album. I feel like with this album or this project, I feel like I go slower and slower each year, but that's okay. I am starting off with this fun script paper from Mandy Ford's latest printable collection called Hello Spooky, and I loved the words on it. I think that's perfect. There's lots of different words on it, right? There's crystals, mood, potion, favorite, October, and I loved it. I thought it was perfect. And then I had that jack-o'-lantern outline in my stash, and I decided to make that a peekaboo window. So what I did is I traced it on the back with my pencil, then got out my cutting board and my X-Acto knife, and I was just gonna cut out the window so that way you can see my decor box right behind it, and it's gonna turn out really good. The only thing is that I may have put the jack-o'-lantern face on backwards. I don't know if you can tell. I don't know if most people can tell, but for me, I feel like I can tell just a little bit. But I am going to trim out that little frame and then, of course, save the scraps because I might be able to use them. My X-Acto knife is getting very dull, I think, because it's not slicing through really well anymore. So I had to come back through with the scissors and use the scissors to cut the window. And I think I did it mostly centered, so I guess that works. I'm not big on perfection. You guys know that. It doesn't need to be totally perfect. So what I'm going to do to get this jack-o'-lantern to actually stay, and I'm going to double-sided tape always. If I want something to stay, that is what I use. I'm not going to use regular adhesive. So I put the adhesive on all four sides and then quickly realized that maybe I didn't center it correctly because it barely fits on the right-hand side. So most of the double-sided tape on the right-hand side I don't need. And so I'm gonna have a sticky side right there. I will have to figure out a way to cover it up, and I have a good solution for that in just a second. But yes, as I'm setting this down, I realize, wait a second, it's kind of going more towards the right, or there's very little on the right-hand side to help it stay down. I thought about, cutting out the adhesive, but that wasn't going to work. It was just going to be a big mess. So what I decided is just to grab some washi tape and add it to kind of frame in the photo, and I think it looks pretty good. It'll work, and I'm just gonna move on. And I already have the decor photo all printed. I printed it 7 by 8.25, and it sits really nicely behind there. I love it. It is definitely my go-to formula when it comes to October daily or even December daily. December daily, sometimes I do like a family photo. Like if we get a photo at Thanksgiving, I will do that type of photo or something else like that. But I do not mind repeating things, and I'm learning to embrace that more and more as things go on in my scrapbooking life, I guess you could say. I also die cut a October title with my Cameo using a digital stamp from an Ali Edwards kit. So it says, "This is October." I die cut October twice, so that way it would have a little more definition to it. Put it down at the bottom, and this is up at the top. And the only other thing I'm going to add is some wood veneer pieces that I found in my stash. I'm just going to use a green one and then a light pink one. I couldn't find a matching green one anywhere, so I'm just going to go with those two colors, and I'm sure I will use pink somewhere in my projects for this month. I don't think I did with these particular pages, but it looks fabulous, I think, and I think it's a perfect cover for my album. And I've probably mentioned it once or twice, but I am working on my album cover, but I just have to get that piece. It's on its way, and then maybe it'll work out and I can show you guys, and that will be great. All right, so that is the start of my album, and now I can work on the next part, which is a calendar. I don't always add in a calendar. I know sometimes people do bucket lists. Last year I did a table of contents. Other years I've done, I also did last year an intentions page. This year I'm skipping all of that, and I'm just going to go with a calendar and kind of jot down different things that happen in the month and add in some stickers or, you know, whatever I want to the page, and hopefully that will turn out really cute. Now the colors, I will be honest, the colors didn't print as best as I wanted, but that's okay. I just left it and I didn't print it again. My printer was low on ink. But up at the top, I added trip to surprise grandma. We flew to Missouri to surprise her for her 60th birthday. So that's the first thing that I'm going to add. I forgot that I added the dates first. That's what I did first. And then I will add in the information about going to Missouri. But if you watch my reading journal videos, whenever I make calendars, I always do a little Tombow marker circle in the top right corner and then write the dates. And so I just repeated that same concept here. It's an easy way for me to fill in a calendar. And then I stamped celebrating, and also magic, and then stamped in a bunch of stars in different spots. And that's all I have right now on the calendar. I can add more later on, but I think it's a great start, and I will adhere it to the back of the decor photo. Now for this page, I'm obsessed with it. It turned out amazing. If you guys watched my pre-October daily videos, you know I had a big like muffin tin full of die cuts, and I really wanted to make an effort to use them this season. And so as I was sorting those die cuts, I pulled out some that would pair nicely with my October selfie. I always take this type of selfie right when October starts. And so I pulled a bunch of die cuts and I decided to put them down in a grid right below my photo. I even have one that says to-do list, and if you read it as kind of a sentence, it says to-do list October. Isn't that so smart? I felt so smart. And then I had a fun little Instagram illustration I found that said, the Burr months are here and I am free, and it's like a skeleton jack-o'-lantern coming out of the dirt. So cute. I also have a little house that's like a 2x2 cutout. And then to emphasize my photo a little bit more, I took a die cut that says scary good and pop dotted that along with 2 stars on either side to kind of frame it in. And then at the bottom, I had a little stamped circle that said boo and an itty bitty little cutout skeleton. And I didn't know where I was going to put that arrow that says spooky, but I decided to kind of rearrange that cluster so that way spooky could be underneath the skeleton. And then the after dark could kind of line up, well, not kind of, it will line up with the illustration, the dirt skeleton illustration over on the left-hand side. And then above that, I can make another cluster of 3 instead of using like the epoxy flare or potentially like getting rid of, you know, an element or a die cut. Because I decided, you know what, if I use that epoxy flare, while it would be cute and it could work, it would be the only one, and I felt like it would leave the layout a little unbalanced. So I went looking in my tray and I found a die cut pumpkin that was a digital stamp from last year and it had never been used. So I decided to use it and pair it with that cluster right there at the bottom right corner of the photo. And I love it. I love it so, so much. And now I'm going to show you all the pages together. And this is the start of my October daily. I hope you guys have enjoyed seeing these pages come together. I appreciate you watching. Have a great day. Bye.